remind me to pick up sleeping pills when I get to the pharmacy.
Sure. Remind you when you get to pharmacy. There's a Metropolitan Pharmacy on Maximilianster 39 in München. Is this the one you want?
Yes.
Sure. I can remind you to pick up sleeping pills when you get to Metropolitan Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Matthias. I'm here with Microsoft and Markus Ash, and he's an expert on Cortana. Maybe you can tell our readers on a few short sentences, what is Cortana anyway?
Cortana is meant to be your truly digital personal assistant. And we think about personal as we didn't build an assistant for everybody, we built one for you. We didn't build something generic that's the same for everybody. We built a custom assistant that's tailored to you. Cortana learns what's important to you, the things that you want her to help on, and she proactively tries to get you what you need at the right time. We started this mission vision back in 2012. Our first shipping instance of Cortana was the phone back in April. Then we brought Cortana to other countries towards the end of last year, including Germany. Now we feel like with Windows 10 and the idea that Cortana is now available across all your Windows devices, we're really starting to deliver on this mission of Cortana is not only a personal assistant that knows you on the phone, but she knows you across all of your Windows devices. And we felt like that was something we had talked about initially when we had the first vision for what Cortana could be. The idea that your personal assistant goes where you are with everything that she's learned about you across all your devices will just make her that much more effective.
And as you say, Cortana is now on Windows 10 or will be on Windows 10. What will be the most differences between the phone and desktop version?
Yeah, I think when we thought about scenarios for the desktop, we thought a lot about productivity. So the idea is people spend large amounts of time in front of their laptop or their PC or tablet, and they're trying to get something written, or they're trying to get a presentation done, or they're trying to get through a bunch of email. The idea that Cortana's there and can quickly help take care of little tasks, we think is one of the big important things that we're trying to drive with Windows 10. I'm working on a presentation, I'm really trying to stay focused, and I'm under pressure to get it done, and I forgot to pick up something. Hey Cortana, remind me on the way home to pick something up. Got it, I'll remind you. Great, that's one less thing I have to worry about. I can get back to doing my presentation. And we think that extends to a lot of different things. Hey Cortana, I'm in a spreadsheet and I'm trying to do some calculations. Hey Cortana, what's 574.31 times 675.81? She can quickly give me that information and I can quickly write it in my spreadsheet. So a bunch of little scenarios that we think add a lot of value. And the one thing we thought about really hard was voice. It's going to be a challenge. People aren't used to using voice in their PC, not for something like a personal assistant. So for us, we really had to get the interaction model right. And that starts with a very simple keyword activation, hey Cortana, and then just saying what you want, trying to make that a very natural interaction for people. The thing that we're most pleasantly surprised by as the initial feedback from the US version of Windows 10 that we shipped is quite positive. People are saying, hey, I'm surprised I use Cortana with voice as much as I am. I didn't think that is something I would do. So getting that kind of feedback from customers tells us we're on the right track. Build something great and make it really good at doing a smaller set of things, but make it really good at understanding what people want and making it very easy for them to use it. And then we'll get permission to do more complex, complicated things later. But we really want to make sure that we land a very simple, easy interactive model for voice in the PC. Then the other thing we thought a lot about with the PC was what we call communal scenarios. In many instances, people share a PC. So I have a PC at home, I have kids, I have my wife. Anyone can walk up to the PC and do things like play my music. So the idea that Cortana can support device commanding and do some interesting communal scenarios. We're interested to see how people use those types of things and learn from our community and customers to figure out more things we'll do. And then the core element is what Cortana learns about you on one device is available on another. So we have this concept of the notebook. That's Cortana's collection of all the things she knows, the people that are important, the places that are important, interesting things that you want her to track. If I wake up in the morning and I see that traffic is bad, of course Cortana alerted me, and I decide to track a few news stories, when I get to my office and I see my PC, that same information can be there for me. So the idea that there's one notebook, it now is available across all of the devices that Cortana understands, is a really important part of what we build.
So, do you see any cultural difference in terms of using it if you compare it to US citizens or German citizens?
So right now, for German citizens, we just shipped late last year, and we're still collecting early feedback to see if patterns are emerging. But so far, so good. I think what we've seen so far is generally positive. People are pretty surprised at the quality of how well we understand voice and different regional accents and dialects. In general, people are pleasantly surprised with it's an alpha, so I think people understand that it doesn't have all the features that the US has, but people are very encouraging in terms of asking us and encouraging us to do more features, and that's something we're actively working on. And search behavior is roughly the same. So what we saw on Windows Phone 8.1 in terms of number of searches hasn't changed very much with the introduction of Cortana, and that ends up being a good thing. One thing we were concerned about is when you add complexity and you add more features, does that change the way that people use search and other things today? And so far, the answer is no, which we think is right, which means we built a user experience that people understand. We actually didn't add complexity. We added new things that people could do that they're generally excited about. We're really interested to see once we get 6 months of data with German customers, what patterns emerge. Right now, we know that the primary focus of the team is get more interesting content for German customers. Things like transit are very important. Things like football are very important. Soccer is what we say in the US, football here. But get the content that German customers care about, get that content into Cortana. The other thing that we're working on for Germany is more chit chat and more things that reflect the personality and character that German customers would expect. So right now, we build the system where we can program and customize the personality. We have an editorial team that actually writes specific content for Germany. So trying to expand the amount of content that we have available for German customers and do things like clever chit chats, have a sense of humor that would be appropriate for Germany. All these different things are things that we're actively working on. And then in the US, what we see is we've expanded the feature set over time. Same general message as Germany. Search behavior is a little bit higher. We think that's a good thing. So people are searching a little bit more with Cortana than they did on previous versions of Windows Phone, which tells us that we built a great system that now is encouraging people to go do and explore other search topics. And then things like proactive suggestions, voice tasks, and all the additional functionality of Cortana are just additive. So where people were interacting back on Windows Phone 8, we're seeing much more interaction with search and much more interaction with Cortana in general than we did previously, which we think is a great sign. And also, we think will extend to countries like Germany. And then we also have a country like China, where we shipped that last year. It's ahead of Germany in terms of we shipped it in the late summer in July, so it was a few months ahead of the German release where we have just more data to look at. And there, the patterns are striking. We see way more web searches in China than we saw previously, which means Cortana has helped people discover Bing search on the phone. Great for Microsoft and great for our customers on Windows Phone. And we see way more usage of voice, like way more usage of voice than we see in the US, which tells us that it's just a more natural and simple thing for our Chinese customers to just talk to Cortana and get answers than, say, maybe typing is. So you'll see us do more with voice in countries like China, where customers have clearly said, hey, this is important, and I want to do more web searches with voice, and we're going to invest a lot more there. And that's where we're interested to see what happens in Germany, what kind of data comes out in the next few months as we get more customers using it and we can observe them over a longer period of time.
So last year you announced Cortana. This year you're getting it on the desktop. Where do you see Cortana in 5 years?
So I think in 5 years, the thing we're most interested in is how can Cortana help people achieve very ambitious goals. I want to be healthier. I want to get better at some skill that I want to learn. I want to really improve and be way more productive than I am today. We think the idea that Cortana can create these superpowers for our customers. The idea that humans struggle with things like remembering things. Humans struggle with things like filtering out noise. Humans struggle with things like multitasking. If Cortana could be there and could remember all the places you went and the different interactions you had with people and names of people and phone numbers and everything that typically you have to write down or you have to make little notes or put in your phone, we think this can open up all kinds of new scenarios for people. If Cortana can remember a pattern, hey Marcus, you tend to go to the gym, I'll be generous, 3 days a week. This week we noticed you only went one day. Hey, maybe I can help you with that. But the idea of observing you and assuming that there's a trust relationship, telling you when you're not on your normal pattern could maybe help you reinforce habits. Whether it's being more productive at work. Hey, Marcus, typically you spend 3 hours a day on a particular thing. And it looks like today, given all of your email and other commitments, you only have 1 hour to spend. How can I help? Maybe I could move some appointments for you. Maybe I could clear some other things up or take care of some things so that you can spend that 3 hours of focused time to do what you need to do. Those are the scenarios that we get most excited about. The idea of helping our customers reach their full potential, acting like a normal human personal assistant would act, really looking out for you and giving you back time or helping you get healthier, whatever your aspirational goals are. That's the vision that we have for Cortana.
Okay, thank you, Marcus. Last question. You can ask Cortana like funny questions like, do you want to marry me? What's your favorite funny question you would like to ask or you ask Cortana?
Yeah, I think the "Will you marry me" is a great one, just because I think the humor and you know you work on becoming more digital, I'll work on becoming more human. I think that those questions where you say, Cortana, do you love me, or I love you, and she expresses in her own unique way how she feels about you, I encourage our customers to play around with that, because a lot of editorial work and great writing and clever content went into those scenarios. One of my recent most favorite questions, though, is hey, Cortana, what do you think of Echo? Echo is Amazon's product. Team is a bunch of geeks, and we like to look at what the competitors are doing and what other people are doing in the space of voice assistants and AI. We think the Echo product is very interesting, and Cortana has a very interesting response to that question that kind of plays on the name of the Echo, and it shows the power of having a personality system, the power of being able to do things visually or being able to do things with the voice that really come alive, I think is a very clever thing that we'll do. So I'll leave it up to the viewers and your readers to give that one a try.
Okay, thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.